Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Tuesday, September the 3rd, 2024. Oh my God, September already. All right, everybody. I am so happy that I didn't have to get pissed off. It was not a dream. It was not a dream. Kate's is dead. Sonny shot him. And actually, like Anna said, one to the chest and one to the head. Okay, so it moved today. Um, Sonny's still standing there looking, and Michael walks by because remember, he's on his way to the gatehouse. So he said, Dad. And he looks at Kate's and sees him dead. And he looks at Sonny like, not where I live, man, right? Michael, I can explain. Michael, he was coming after your sister. He goes, I don't want to hear this from you. Michael's like, I don't want to hear it. So he comes up, onto the deck next to Sonny. And he goes, I had to end this. I had to end. He goes, oh my God. Michael says, okay, just let me think. Because see, Sonny is not thinking of now exit plan. He had no exit plan, my boss. See, medications must not be 100, right? They must not be on 100 because you would have thought of an exit plan. So Michael says, okay, I'm going to take care of Kate. I need you to go up to the house. Mom is still there. She will give you an alibi, right? I'll take care of this. And he's like, are you sure? Yes, Dad, I'm sure. Just go. And I'm thinking, of course Sonny's gonna go. He'll let somebody else clean up that mess. Plus, Michael wasn't involved, right? So Sonny goes up to the house. Michael waits for a few, and then he takes out his cell phone and he calls in that he has found Agent Cates has been shot. He found him at the boathouse, and he's like, can you call this into the precincts? So I guess who he called was Chase, right? He didn't call the PCPD because he said, can you call this in? So Chase comes back into the room and he goes, okay, there's been a shooting. That was Michael. He's at the boathouse. I got to go check this out. And they're like, shooting? What? So it flashes up Sunny. Carly is walking, I guess, away from the kids' playroom. She's gonna go back downstairs, and he's like, Carly, and he grabs her arm and he pulls her into the room he was in. She goes, what are you doing here? And you're wet. He goes, look, I need your help. And he goes, we were up here for at least a half hour. And she's like, why? But they don't have us hear him give the explanation. But if it's one thing we all know, married, divorced, separated, getting back together again, whatever, Carly is Sonny's ride or die chick. She is going to give that man an alibi because that's the father of her kids, or now one child. Well, no, Michael and Donna. Even though Michael's, we know that story. So anyway, she just looks at him. And apparently he told her, because Sonny will tell Carly um, the truth, right? That Michael is taking care of, Michael's taking care of it. He said that you were here, blah, blah, blah. So then they're coming down the stairs. Now, mind you, Sonny doesn't have the jacket on anymore. I guess his hair, they dried that up because his hair was soaking wet, right? And his gloves are off. Sonny is completely dry. even though what his pants, because did he change them? They should have been wet. Oh, you know what? Stop nitpicking. Daily recap, lady. Stop nitpicking. So anyway, because now I'm thinking, wait a minute. So it shows them coming down the stairs. Now Nina is still there. Um, Tracy had come in. She's got baby food all over her. Little Ace just threw the baby food, and she's like, "Oh, I'm too through. This kid is just something else." Well, look, he's in a strange house with strange people. His grandma just abandoned him. This little one doesn't know anybody there, right? So anyway, uh Nina's like, and you didn't want to change your blouse before you came in here? Tracy's like, why are you here? She goes, Michael invited me. Michael invited me. So, but while Michael is waiting for Chase to come. Willow and Drew walk by. Oh, guess who got a hold of her senses? Woo. See, now we know little James is going to be who burst them out. And I'm happy. Little James is going to bust them on the kiss, not that they slept together. Thank goodness they didn't. Now, Willow is the only one that got a hold of her senses. Oh no, Drew, that doggone Drew didn't. No. I'm sorry, Willow. I'm sorry. She goes, no, both of us, uh, you know, are wrong. But no, we cannot do this. No, you're right. You're right. She goes, Drew, I love my husband. I love Michael. I love my. No, I know you do. I know you do. And I love him too. And I was, the whole time Drew was talking, I was like, shut the up, Drew. Right? Uh-uh. And then as his little silver tongue in it. But in another world, I wished I had met you first. I wished I had met you first. And she's looking at him and she goes, but you didn't. You didn't meet me first. Michael did. And I have got to get out of here. And he goes, well, I'll drive you. She goes, no, that's okay. That's all right. I'll get a ride share. And he goes, in this storm, he said, Willow, you can trust that I'm going to get you home safely. I don't necessarily trust a ride share, right? And you know what? I could see that. I could see. I mean, because you don't know how well they drive. Even though I don't know how well Drew drives in the rain, but Drew drives home because he lives there all the time. So he's familiar with the roads, he's familiar with the turns, all of that, right? I would trust riding home with Drew because he got his hands on the wheel and not up my skirt, right? So I would trust Drew could get me home. So Drew and Willow walk by. Michael standing there with the umbrella, looking down on Kate. And they go, oh my God, what happened? And Michael said, I happened to find him. He says, I was coming to make sure that the windows were closed, the door was locked because of the storm. And I found him here like this. Now, mind you, when Michael was there with Sonny, first thing Michael did was pick up the gunshot casings, right? And he gave them to Sonny. Okay. Let's hope Sonny didn't put them in his pocket. But anyway, he gave him to Sonny. So he cleaned that up. And they go, oh, Drew says, oh my God. Okay, he goes, so I just called Chase. I'm waiting. He's calling the police. I'm waiting here for Chase to get here. And Willow's like, oh my God, Michael. And so she's hugging him. And Drew's like, are you sure? He goes, yeah, he's gone. And so he goes, okay. Did you see anybody? Michael says, no, not when I got here. He goes, did you all see anybody when you walked up? Did you see anybody leaving? And they're like, no. And he's looking at him or something. Willow says, "Oh, Drew brought me home after the event." And I'm thinking, check, that darn event ended 5 hours ago. What you talking about? Get out of here with that crap. But Michael's in repair mode. He's not even looking at Drew or Willow. And he goes, "Listen, Drew, do," because Drew says, "Okay, I'm going to wait here with you. I'll be your wingman when the police come, when they question you." And Michael says, "No, I don't need a wingman." He goes, Willow says, "You look frazzled. You don't look, okay." And he goes, "That's because what I stumbled upon. Yeah, it startled me." Right. And so he goes, "No, Drew, what I need you to do, I need you to take Willow up to the main house with everybody else. I need to make sure she is there and she is safe. Can you do that for me?" And Drew says, "Yes, I can definitely do that for you." Okay. So they're headed to the main house. Now, Sonny and Carly are coming down the stairs, and he goes, "Are you ready? You sure you ready?" She goes, "It's not like I haven't done this many times before. Let's go do this." See, ride or die, ride or die, right? Carly opens the door to the little living room or sitting room that they're all in. And with Nina sitting there, Tracy sitting there, we've got Brooklyn, and I don't know if Chase was in there. So they look, this is before Chase comes back and tells everybody somebody's been shot, right? They look at Sonny and Cardi, and so Tracy goes, "What are you still doing here?" And Sonny is stuffing his shirt and tucking it in his pants, fixing his shirt, and getting ready to button it up. I'm saying, I mean, I even think he's fixing his belt buckle. When would you walk into a room like that? Sonny has never done that. And Tracy's like, "Oh, good God." And Carly turns and she looks at Sonny, and her eyes are like this. Like, "What you doing?" That wasn't part of it. You're going to insinuate we were making out upstairs? She just, her eyes get big, but she composes herself and she just looks away, and she's thinking, "Well, I'd be doggone. Thank God I'm not with Drew still, because Sonny would have messed that up for me." Right? So then Nina's like looking, and she stands up and she goes to Sonny. "Sonny, so does this mean you and Carly are back together?" And Sonny looks at her and says, "We were upstairs, we were talking, and things got heated." And Carly and Nina's like, and Carly, at this point, Sonny has crossed in front of Carly to the right. And so Nina's talking to him to the right. So Carly kind of looks over his shoulder, or looks over his way and Nina's way. And Nina just looks at her, and Carly's like, so Nina's just walks away like, "Oh, okay, I'm sure they got heated." And so she walks away, and Carly's looking like, good for her. She need to think that, good for her. Okay. So then we get and Willow and Drew. They come walking in, and Chase has already informed everybody that there's somebody got shot, and it was Congressman not Congressman, it was FBI agent Cates. Or I don't even know if Chase said that. It may have been Drew, because Drew had just left Michael, right? And so Tracy's like, "What?" They're all like, "FBI agent Cates." And so she goes, "Okay, well, it's obvious what happened here." Because she goes, you know what? All of y'all get out of here. If you don't live here, leave. And Chase is like, no, they cannot leave. They all have to stay and answer questions, right? And Tracy's like, oh, good God. So she goes, well, we all know Chase is gone. She's telling everybody else, we all know what happens here, what happened here. And Carly and Sonny are like, what? Uh, isn't it a it's an interesting coincidence that Sonny happens to be coming over to speak to his kids, to, you know, to speak to his kids here tonight, same night that Agent Kate happens to end up dead here. We all know that Agent Kate hates Sonny Corinthos. No, Sonny Corinthos hates Agent Kate. We know what happened. So Brooklyn says, Tracy, no, we don't know what happened here tonight. Agent Kate could have a lot of enemies. It does not necessarily mean it was Uncle Sonny. Well, Sonny's just looking like, yep, and they're gonna have a hard doggone time proving it. They might take me in, which is why he's told Diane be on standby. But proving it's gonna be another story. Yeah, I'm the logical suspect. Prove it now. Okay. So that I thought, okay, I could see him wiggling out of this. I could see, right? So no, it was not Christina. She did not shoot Agent Kate. As a matter of fact, Christina went to Adela's gravesite and was just crying on the mound of dirt, talking about she doesn't want to live without her and she's gonna carry her with her always. You and I did so much together. Molly would never understand our bond. Oh, she just talking, she don't understand, what we shared. Well, of course not. Molly can't get pregnant. I mean, for now, Molly can't get pregnant. Molly will probably now in the next month or two end up pregnant and have a child. And Christina is going to be on the outside looking in because Molly and TJ ain't gonna let her nowhere near pregnant Molly or the baby. And now realistically, Christina's only hope for having a child is really going to be artificial insemination because she's gay, right? Just the way she got inseminated with this one. But that's going to be a long road to go because she's definitely going to know she's going to raise this kid by herself, which she probably wants to anyway. But so she cried over the baby's grave, and Alexis had called Sam. They were calling all kind of people to see had they seen Christina. She had Sam call Molly, and Molly's like, of course, I have not seen Christina. And they're worrying, and Sam is like, Mom, she's grown. She's going to be, no, she is not okay. She's not okay at all. And so as they're talking, the door opens and Christina walks in, soaking wet. And she goes, oh, thank God. Where have you been, Christina? I've been so worried. And she goes, I went to Adela's gravesite. Why would you go there in a storm? She said, because I needed to apologize to her for the way I acted at the service. I needed to. And I needed to talk to her. And her and Sam kind of look at each other. Now, Sam tells her how hard it is, even to this day, for her to think about Lila. She goes, I know exactly what you're going through. I went through this. And Christina's looking at, she goes, you're right. You did go through this. And she's like, I'm so happy you're sharing this with me. And I'm thinking, see, it should have been Sam at the hospital talking to Christina versus Willow. Yes, Willow later, but Sam went through the very thing, her full term with her baby, right? So anyway, they had a really good talk, and Christina's like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm just gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna get into bed. So Sam gets her stuff. She's gonna go home. And Alexis is standing there. So now she's shaking out Christina's wet jacket, and she takes her umbrella and she's grabbing her purse, and she feels something very heavy in the purse. And she stops, and it's the gun. Alexis finds the gun, Sonny's gun. So now I know she ain't gonna give it back to Christina. But when she finds out Agent Cates has been shot, watch her think Christina shot him when she didn't. I mean, I replayed that scene. I even took some screenshots, but they re-showed it today. Sonny shot him. It was definitely Sonny. So we'll see what Alexis does. Now, Jason finds Isaiah on the side of the road. He checks to make sure he's still alive, which he is. He calls 911, lets them know there's a hit and run. The person is still alive. Uh, come get him, right? And then Jason takes off. So now the chick has Ava going through the woods, and she's ready to execute her. And Ava's begging, pleading for her life, saying, look, I have a little girl. You don't have to do this. Once you pull this trigger, it's going to change your life. It changed mine when I took a life. And so she's like, but I have to do this. I have no choice, right? And I don't care, care about your little girl. I have no choice, right? So she's getting ready to actually shoot Ava. You hear Jason's gun cocking, click, click, cock, cock, right? And he's like, lower your weapon. And she's like, I'll shoot her. And she goes and she pulls Ava in front of her like a shield. And Jason says, I could still shoot you. And Ava's like, shoot her, shoot her. Now, mind you, the storm is leaving. The rain isn't really happening now, right? Even when Anna and the police get to the boathouse, no more rain. That storm came and went as fast as it came, fast as it went. So she puts the gun down, and Ava moves away from her, and she picks the gun up. And she goes, yeah, because the chick told Ava when she goes, I've taken a life and it changes you. She goes, well, it looks like this is karma for you. So Ava looks at her and she goes, yeah, how does karma feel? As she's holding the gun on the lady, right? And so she goes, Jason, Ava, Jason, handle this. Take care of this. And Jason looks at her, and Jason says, no, I'm not in this. This is your thing. It's your call. You do what you want to. You do what you gonna do. And Jason just standing there, like, nope, I'm not pulling the trigger. I'm not your hit man. And so she looks and she goes, if this were years ago, I would have pulled this trigger without hesitation. Because she's saying, I am sick of being pushed around. I'm sick of being told what to do. This stops now. And we're thinking she's gonna shoot her, but she don't. She goes, I don't want this on my conscience. And so then Jason takes out his little zip ties and he ties her up, the hit woman. And Ava says, she hit a man and drove off on the road. And Jason said, yeah, I found him. I've already called the ambulance. They were on his way. Paramedics were on his way. And so Ava says, how did you find me? How did you end up here? Jason said, Sonny told me to find you. So Brick tracked you. Now, tell me this. Brick can't halfway find anybody when truly needed, right? You know, I'm surprised. What kind of tracker do they have on Ava? Ava does not have her cell phone, period. It wasn't Ava's car. So that statement within itself is one that we just need to overlook, everybody, because Sunny has not had GPS subdermally put under Ava's skin. There's no way Jason could have found Ava. She had none of her personal belongings on her. So anyway, that was just one like, oh, that sounded good to write, but nah, not at all. Nada. That wouldn't have worked that way. So anyway, now let's see we're gonna see exactly how much, because now Ava's going to find out Kate's is dead. And the chick is gonna have to give up the fact that he hired her to kill Ava because he wanted Ava gone. I mean, all of Kate's is dirt. The dirt is gonna come out. Ava is not going to stick to that statement about Christina because she never wanted to say it in the first place. But Christina was telling Alexis and Sam that Ava has to pay, and she's going to make sure that Ava pays for what she's done to Adela. Christina's still not thinking straight. See, she still is not owning up to her responsibility as to what happened that night. So anyway, then we had a minor scene where Rick semi flirting with Elizabeth, bought her some coffee. They sat down and talked, and now they're getting ready to go for ice cream now that she's off duty. You know, she's always had a soft spot for Rick. So we'll see what happens with those two. But, you know, that's a minor storyline. But that's it, everybody. I was so happy that this was not a dream because I was ready to go off today. But now I'm cool. And I know you're all cool. Hey, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. My YouTube analytics is telling me that 52% of you return regularly to watch these recaps, but you have not subscribed. So YouTube tracks that. Take a minute right now. It'll help me. It'll help my channel. Push the subscribe button. Yes. So subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm not going to do comment corner on comment corner because remember on Saturday I did a special comment corner and it turned out so well. I mean, I really liked it. And you all, we really did it. You know, we got through a lot of comments on Saturday. And so now pretty much the comments here are from the comments from the continent. I'll be back to comment corner tomorrow. And then everybody, I do have to let you know, Thursday, I am flying out to Thailand. So it's a 28-hour flight from the Pacific coast. So I am going to do my daily recaps, but I'm going to have to somehow catch some episodes on YouTube because General Hospital doesn't air in Thailand. I'm going to have to try to see folks that pirate the episodes on YouTube and see if I can watch them and then put out the recap. Until I get back, I'm gone from the 5th through the 15th. I will return. I won't be able to do any pictures because I need my software programs for this. And so you'll just see me live. The way I did it when I went to Dubai last year. I'll just be live talking about what's going on with General Hospital. So everybody, but I am back. I'm here tomorrow. I don't leave until Thursday afternoon. So everyone, I'll talk to you tomorrow for another daily recap.